right. Good morning. How are you guys?
Hey.
Wonderful.
Hey, we're great.
Good. So I know you've been having some trouble accessing your online recertification credits that Penn State offers. So I thought, well, we'll just work through it today and you can see how it goes and then let me know if you have any questions at the end.
Yeah, I got my credit license here and I'm due the end of the month.
Yes. So PDA is giving you a little bit of an extension unless you're super behind on your credits. So keep an eye on press releases for that. But in the short term, I'm going to share my screen and show you how you can find credits. So
That'll be wonderful.
one of the easiest ways to do this is to go to extension.psu.edu. You can see that up here. And in the search bar, just type "so you need." Okay, I think we can all remember that, right? So you need. It's pretty simple. And that search is going to take you to an article. Hopefully, it's taking its time this morning. It's going to take you to this article. So you need to find online recertification credits. We can help. This article is basically the landing page for all the credit options that Penn State is offering right now. So you can see where it kind of just does a little bit of talking, but then it gets into your category options. So there are a variety of category options. So not everything's related to the private category or agronomic crops, but we do have some of the other industries available. Some are harder to find, like this category 9. So that's a convenient thing for individuals that need category 9. Then once you get down through the category credits, we get into core credits. And so these would be relevant to everybody. So we are going to click on this one here. So whenever you click on the little blue words, it's a hyperlink, so it'll take you to the actual course, and then you have to register for it.
Okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
yep, I see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have an account already, you would just log into your account. But, you know, I feel like a lot of us don't have accounts. Some of us do, some of us don't. So I'm just going to show you quickly how easy it is to create an account.
And that's an account through the extension, correct?
Yes. So this would be an account just through Penn State Extension. It would allow you to access any of these online programs, but also to register for programs that you would attend out in the field. So we've been doing a lot of pre-registration online.
I have mine written down on a paper.
Well, that's, I guess, a good idea, just as long as you keep that paper to yourself.
Yep.
So I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, put in my information here as I'm creating an account. And then you have to do a password. I don't know that I typed it correctly this morning. And then the biggest thing is you need to make sure you click the "I am not a robot." Because if you're like me, sometimes I forget to click that and then it yells at you. So make sure you click the "You're not a robot" and submit. And that is how you create an account.
Well, that's sort of easy.
So it's pretty easy. You can then proceed to fill in, you know, the other information. And they, you know, asks a lot of questions about demographics. But then after that, you just, you know, proceed to check out. And so that's a pretty easy thing to do. So I'm going to check out here quickly.
And that'll take your credit card too, Jenny?
Yes, it will. So that's what's really nice is you have the ability for it to take your credit card information. Now, it'll probably tell you have to confirm a bunch of things and
Sure.
everything. But once that happens, let me get some... It's giving me lots of headaches today.
So once we have that, you don't have to register the next time you go for the class. You just have to log in.
Correct. So once you have that account, which they want to ask me 1,000 questions, so we'll... then you can check out. So that is basically how you do one of these classes. And then you'll get an email saying that you signed up for it, and you can actually access your account. So I'm going to go to my normal account. So whenever you get to the extension website, then you can click on the account button. It's at the top of the extension page on the right-hand side. You'll see it says account.
Okay.
So you can log in to your account. And then once you're logged in, there'll be a list of all the things you've purchased or registered for. It's taking its time this morning. Go to my account.
Oh, there's 4 items.
So you can see, like, here's a course I did in 18. I had registered for some events, so you can have all of that. Plus, you can actually save things. So if there's an article you read that you're interested in, or, for me, like I was looking at activities on plants, you can actually save stuff that doesn't cost any money, and then you'll have it to refer back to.
And you can go back to that at any time then?
Correct. Since you have the account, it's all saved. You can access everything. It's all there.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how you would access the credit courses through Penn State Extension. But there's also some credit courses available through e-extension. And so e-extension is like a nonprofit extension-based system that has resources from all across the United States. But the pesticide education program has some training modules on there. And so what's nice is if you go to, back to that original article, that So You Need to Find article, you can click on the e-extension. So any of the blue text is a hyperlink that will take you to another page. So if you click on...
E-extension and Penn State Extension is 2 different things then?
Yes.
Okay.
So e-extension, and we say that e-extension. So e-extension is a nonprofit of all extensions across the United States. They kind of work together on information sharing.
Okay.
So if you go to the e-extension, you can actually find additional training modules there. I believe these are only core based. From what I can find, these are only core credits, but there are, 30-minute 1 credit sessions, and then there are 60-minute 2 credit sessions. And so basically with the extension, you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to click buy. It's going to give you a cart. It's going to ask you to log in, create an account. You may have to verify your email before you can finish the purchasing process, but e-extension works with PayPal. You don't have to have a PayPal account, though, to use it. You can just put in your credit card information and do your purchase. Okay. And again, with an account, you can go back and see what you have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And so, however, there's been a little bit of some issues with people trying to access some of these e-extension webinars and some of the other older learning resources that we have through Penn State Extension, because they require your computer to run Adobe Flash Player. And that can be kind of confusing, especially if you're not super familiar with how it works. So I wanted to show you what you need to do. So I pulled up a link to a Pesticide 101, which is a training module for high school students on pesticides. And it requires Adobe Flash Player to be run. So can you see here how I have that little puzzle piece and it says click to enable?
Correct. I see it there.
Yeah. So I actually have Adobe Flash Player on my computer, but it's not enabled. And most of us probably have it already on our computers because we've used it in the past, but it's just not enabled. So you're going to want to click on the puzzle piece, and then it's going to say, do you want to run it? And so I'm going to allow it, and it's going to run. Now, it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you will get an actual little puzzle piece up in the corner here. You see where
mine was red up there.
Yes. So sometimes that will happen. And then when you do that, you're going to have to click on that little red puzzle piece. And then it's going to ask you to allow. And you're going to have to swipe this little thing across.
Okay.
And then once you swipe that, you want to refresh your page. Do you know how to refresh?
Don't you go up there and you click?
Yep, the little forward arrow. You click on that, and that will refresh your page. And then it will ask you to enable and run the Flash player. Okay?
Seems easy enough.
Yeah, it's not too hard. It's just sometimes I think that red X makes us uncomfortable, like we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not. But
Well,
I also...
The last time I thought it would just do it automatically.
Unfortunately, no. You're going to have to do it. Yeah. And every time you access one of these, you probably like once a day, if you access these, you're going to have to do it again.
You're going to have to refresh again.
Yes. And you may have to re-enable. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So if I take 2 courses, I might have to do it twice.
Yes, exactly. Now, if you do them like back to back real quick, you might not, but if you would close your browser and start again, you probably would have to re-enable. Now, this is on Google Chrome, so I admit I'm a big fan of Google Chrome, but a lot of people also use Firefox. And so Firefox is a little bit different. Instead of the puzzle piece, it has this weird little, looks like a battery or a Lego.
Lego box.
Yeah, Lego. That's what I was like. I can't figure out what this is. So Lego. So this one, you just want to click on the Lego, and then again, it's going to ask if you want to allow it, and you can click allow, and then it'll start.
Now, do you get to refresh on that as well?
This one did not require me to refresh.
Okay.
But who knows, sometimes depending on your virus software and what you have blocked for pop-ups and things, you may have a little bit more trouble than I do. So, I mean, if you have more questions in the future, you can definitely reach out to me.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah. So essentially, between Firefox and Google Chrome, we are able to enable our Adobe Flash Player, which allows us to use those e-extension core credits. So
if it's not running, we need to look for that red
puzzle piece,
Lego box or puzzle piece.
Correct.
And always remember to refresh.
Yes, and enable. Yes.
Or enable and
then
allow.
Yes. Yep. And a refresh is important. Sometimes you think you did everything right, and you just need to do that quick refresh, and you're good to go.
And that refresh, Jenny, is up in the upper left there, the arrow that's twisted like a circle, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's basically the reload, and you'll see that on both. This is Firefox, so you can see it on Firefox and on the Google Chrome. That's kind of a standard, that arrow. Okay.
Reload this page. Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so just real quick to refresh, if you need to find your credits, you want to go to extension.psu.edu, and then you want to type, do you remember what you need to type? Oh.
Need to find.
So you need.
I was close.
You were close. I know. You didn't have as much coffee as me this morning.
Sorry, I forgot.
Type so you need, and then the first article. And that's where you're going to find all of your credits at this moment. These are going to be saved. These are things that are on the computer that are already saved. So anything that's going to be live or is going to be recorded in the future is not here yet. So there is one more event coming up. Let me see if I can find it. It is a webinar that's on Thursday. There's 2 sessions.
Thursday of this week?
Thursday of this week, March 26th. My computer is thinking very hard this morning. Apparently everyone's on the Extension website today. So if you type Agronomic Pesticide Update Webinar, you will see this first choice here. You click on that, and then it will show you there's going to be 2 live webinars on Thursday, one from noon to 2 and one from 7 to 9. And you can get credits at both of those. So you can get 2 core and 2 category at both of those meetings, and they're different core and categories. So you could end up at the end of the day with 4 core and 4 category just by attending those 2 webinars.
For $20, I can get
4 of each.
4 core and 4 category credits.
Yes.
And will I need that Adobe enabled?
You should not for the live webinar. It'll basically be kind of like the session that we're in right now. So you don't need the Adobe for that.
Okay.
So any webinar in the future, this is how you would register for it.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And any live program you would register, and then they'll send you an email with a link to, kind of like we did for this Zoom meeting. You'll get that email with the link, and you can click on it and join. You probably won't be able to show your video or interact. They normally keep the participants quiet. So it'll look a little different than today's webinar, but same concept.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds great.
All right. I got to go back and take that other class, so I got to get my credits. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.